What's up, guys? Welcome to another Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news rundown, as well as our Flash and Arrow, and I think there's other shows on the CW rundown.
Supergirl.
As well as our main topic for the week. This week, I'll explain the topic when we get to it, because it's a good topic, but it's a little weird to just kind of...
It's a wordy one.
It's a wordy one, so we'll get to it when we get to it. So, starting off with kind of a lot of big Disney-esque news this week. And it basically had to do with their network, Star Wars, and everything else in between. So I think I'll just right into it was they announced that Rian Johnson is getting his own trilogy separate from the Skywalker trilogy, as they're dubbing it. Mm-hmm. So they're just like, hey, we think this next movie you did is going to be good. Here's 3 more. Have fun. That is a lot of faith in a man.
Well, obviously they've talked about it. They know what he's already probably pitched them an idea for.
Oh yeah,
approved it, right?
But
so, I'm just curious where it is. Right now, it could be in the past, the future.
I think from what they're saying is it's after the Skywalker stuff that's happening right now.
Like deep in the future.
Yeah, like no, not like deep in the future, but like maybe like 2 weeks after.
It would go further than that.
Yeah, it is after, but I don't think they want to go too far ahead and like change what Star Wars is. Mm-hmm. I think it might just take place somewhere else in a galaxy far, far away, like Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I just keep everything I do is reference to Wisconsin.
I've just like saying the name.
Yeah, it's fun. I've never even been there. Like so. More Star Wars coming for that, and then on top of that, they announced they are developing live-action TV shows for Star Wars to put on their network, which, cool.
So this network thing, I wanna open this.
Okay, because there's more stories relating to that as well, because no one knows what the hell they're doing.
Was it last week we said about them buying Fox?
Nope, that was this week developed. We haven't mentioned that yet.
So they're gonna buy Fox.
They're trying to buy 20th Century Fox. Allegedly, in talks.
The talk is they want to do that. They get all the catalog, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Create their own subscription thing.
Yeah.
Very much in line of Netflix.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I was reading it today and I was thinking like, I saw that thing that you mentioned about it's not the computer to destroy the Netflix brand and like what it is, but it's like for us to give our own voice and all the shit. Yeah. But I'm just like, but how's that any different than when ABC came after NBC or CBS came after this and Fox came out? You know what I mean? Like, where does it end?
Yeah.
Now every channel's getting their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they should... The smart thing would be to coincide and just put it all on one platform.
Yeah. If they pull it, they're losing at least $500 million a year.
Putting it on Netflix? Or not
pulling it off Netflix.
Pulling it off.
Pulling it off Netflix.
So, like...
It was in one of the articles I had. That was the number they had guessed that they would lose money on.
So, it's just like, oh, we want our own thing. We want our own thing. And I'm just like, I know we talked about last week, too, with the DC thing and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it because I want to watch Young Justice and stuff like that. But I'm just like, at what point... is it any different than what we have with TV? And then it just
as of yesterday, it was at that point because like this is too much. Yeah. Like I like, again, it's devil's advocate. I like this, or it's Occam's razor, right? I like this, but I hate this.
Yeah.
Because like all the shows right now are kind of scattered throughout all of these things.
Yeah, like I understand like putting it all in one place because right now you got some shit on Hulu and Netflix and Amazon.
From like all indications, they've contradicted their one argument of like why they were buying 20th Century maybe to what Bob Iger, their CEO, said in his statement he put out. That it's like cheaper than Netflix. They don't want to compete with Netflix. Yeah. It will be Disney branded and like Disney rated. But if you're pulling Fox's catalog to stream from, you can't put that on there because that's like Family Guy, Buffy, The Simpsons.
And like we were going to get into it, like there's talk that they might be pulling the shows from Netflix.
Yeah, to develop, because from what they said,
that's not going on the Disney brand then.
No, from what they've said, all new Marvel shows will also go to this streaming service that they're doing, and it's like, Why?
Unless Disney's opening up the Disney Child and then the Disney thing and then the Marvel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but then again, so you're gonna have 4 fucking things? No wonder you want it to be $5 a piece because you want me to spend $20 to get all 4 of them.
I think what they're trying to do is throw people off of what they're actually trying to do. So them coming out and being like, no, we're not trying to compete. We're going to make it Disney, blah, blah, blah. We're not buying Fox. And then they buy Fox. Like, I think that's what they're going to try and do. Because they're buying Fox, but they're buying their movie branch, their TV branch, but not the TV station.
No.
And then one other big thing, I can't remember what it is, because they're not legally allowed to own another network. They would have to, due to the FCC guidelines, they own ABC and ESPN. They wouldn't get Fox Sports either. Fox would keep sports.
Fox, from what I read, Fox is selling it because they don't want to deal with that shit anymore and strictly want to do sports.
They want and Fox News. They want Fox Sports and Fox News because that's where the money is. Yeah. So if they sell it off, everything goes back to Disney. And I'm like, fine, we get the Fantastic Four, which is a bonus. We get the X-Men, and all their streaming shit goes onto this place or in one spot. Yeah. Fine.
I like the idea, but like
I like the idea of having Buffy, The Simpsons, and Family Guy all on one.
You know what I mean? Like, put everything in one place.
Yeah.
And let me even if Netflix went up, put everything in there, and then I had to pay $15.
Fine, I'll take it.
Like,
yeah.
$20. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as long as everything's on one fucking platform.
They must see more money in this than we do. Because like I can't see
it's so much of a money thing, like versus like
they have more control over their content.
A control and just the idea of everyone is doing it.
Yeah. Well, because
like, everyone's doing it, so like you got Amazon doing it now. Like Amazon was a place you bought your fucking clothes from, and now they have a TV network. Like so like
and they have shows on it that are actually really good.
Yeah, so like everybody's doing it. DC's doing it. You have the networks attempting to do it. Like they have like the HBO one, and then they have like
and then it's add on to this. Now Harry Potter, all 8 films are all going to be on HBO's stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like, were they ever on Netflix?
I don't think they were.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't.
Because that franchise has been done for
few
years now, and it's never been on thing.
I don't think they were.
That's really weird.
But HBO is like, okay, but
they have like what 3 shows you want to watch?
Yeah,
Game of Thrones, Ballers, and that's
without
it.
getting I can't get HBO here.
Yeah,
right.
I think you can now. I think you can get their app now,
and it works 100. I could put it on there.
It does not work on there. It works on there and the tablets. And you can stream it to shit, but it does not work on the PS4 yet because the PS4 is the last to get any app here. In the States, they have an app for everything.
Yeah.
Over here, we get jack shit. I just, again, I've stated this. It's all North America. Just give us the shit.
Yeah.
Like, with TV and stuff like that, other than the Canadian guidelines that there has to be so much Canadian content, fine. But why can't we just have normal shit? Throw something on the HBO app that's Canadian. I don't care.
I won't watch it. Just make it. Make it cheap. Throw it up there.
Like, what are you watching that's Canadian that you give a shit about anyways? Like, I watched Letterkenny finally. That show's fucking hilarious. But other than that, like, what are you watching that you give a shit about? Nothing. Because I'm just going to piss everyone off if they ever watch this. Trailer Park Boys is fucking stupid. And I don't understand why people find that funny.
Never watched it.
I've watched enough to call it retarded. It's so stupid. I hate it. And I don't understand why it's funny. But yeah, this streaming thing, we've talked about this before, and it's getting out of hand. Because at this point, we talked about this, but like, so let's just say this is $5. So this is $5. Netflix is what, 10?
It's like 13 now.
That 13. Yeah, and then you add on, let's just say you add Crave to that. You're at fucking $28. Then you add HBO to that. There's another $10. You're at $38. You're at basic
Amazon
cable package.
Yeah, then you add your Amazon,
which is $80 because Amazon Prime gets you their stuff.
So
you have cable. Congratulations.
Yeah,
and then if you want to watch sports,
then you want your sports, or then you want we want our DC, and then we'll watch
that's another $10.
Like paying for all these channels that then produce so much content is like it's creating a whole new system, a whole new set of problems.
Yeah, but according to what is ours? The CRTC. Yeah, the CRTC. More people are doing this than cable.
Yeah, because right now it's still okay.
It's still
but it's heading to a bad place where you're going to be spending $100 on all these different products. You might as well just fucking cut cable.
See, here's what you need to do. You split it between everyone.
The only thing that remains different is that you'll be spending $100 on the we'll say the companies.
Yeah.
Because no longer will be the programs you want. Because I guarantee there's going to be shit on that DC or that Marvel or Disney thing that you'll never fucking watch. So that you're getting shit again. You're paying for stuff that you don't want to fucking watch. I pay for Netflix and there's shit on there I never want to watch.
Well, so here's the thing. On this article from Polygon, it actually gives you the numbers. Let's see if it does it on here of what's on
Netflix. Go up. I saw the 700 up a little more, right there.
This is Netflix. How many movies it has?
Okay, so it was previously reported that Disney would launch. Can you close that?
Yeah.
Its streaming service with 500 films from the Disney library, in addition to around 7,000 episodes of Disney TV. To compare, Netflix had 4,335 movies and 1,197 TV series in 2016, according to a report from allflix.com. That's an offering of less than 25% of what Netflix offers on the film side, and substantially less television episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's weird because they name episodes here, but when they go to things,
they list TV shows.
I guess because the number would become astronomically huge.
But why would you list it in addition to around 7,000 episodes? Like that could be like you can make 7,000 episodes on 10 cartoons or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's big because then you go to TV series. It's like there's shows on there that have
2,000 shows. That would have a ton of fucking.
They
episodes.
have 8 seasons.
Yeah,
like it would be the number would be huge. Mm-hmm. So I see why they did it that way. It's just weird comparison wise to 7,000 episodes,
500 films
and like
to
Disney TV. What does Disney TV mean? Does that mean
Disney TV? I'm guessing based on that, it's just all the fucking stuff on the Disney network now, the Disney XD or whatever.
Disney XD, Disney Channel, and does that include old stuff like Chip and Dale, like Darkwing Duck?
Probably not.
I wish it did.
I would say
I would pay $9 a month so I could watch Darkwing Duck.
I would say it should, but I'm gonna say they're not putting it up there first.
I actually own Darkwing Duck. But yeah, that's.
Oh, scroll up a bit. I saw this too about the high school. Yeah, they're making new shows for Star Wars High School Musical.
Yeah, that was the other ones. Yeah. So but that's 4 big properties for them.
And Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars High School Musical, Monsters Inc. and thing. And none of these can be cheap.
No.
Like at least High School Musical could be pretty cheap to do. Like you need a set and some singers but like Star Wars, that requires a shit ton of
live action,
a shit ton of everything.
Is it live action?
Yeah, they're live action. They're all live action proper, except for Monsters Inc., which I would assume would be animation.
Yeah.
But that can't be cheap either with Pixar. If Pixar does it, I assume Pixar would do it.
It says 4 live action shows, so maybe Monsters Inc. would be like obviously the monsters would be CG, but maybe they come to the real world. I don't know how the show works. But
I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, I just assumed that would be thing, even though it says 5 live monsters. That's weird. Yeah, it's a bit much. I'm excited that we get new things out of it. Like I would like to see a live action Star Wars show to see what it is.
Yeah.
But it better not be fucking 28 episodes long because that would be annoying.
I don't think they do that.
No, it'd be 12.
It would be the normal.
Except for like High School Musical, Monsters Inc. Those things would just have like 65 episodes a season, I would assume.
First season would be 52 episodes.
Yeah. But like Marvel and thing would all be just stuff. But how many Marvel properties do you have left that you could make like stuff out of?
TV shows.
Yeah.
Because that was the new stuff is moving there, and they're just building it there.
Yeah, who knows? So I think we covered everything that came out of Disney with that one report.
I think we just skipped over about 6 stories.
Because it all was one story just told over 3 days, basically. So yeah. So quickly, I'll cover the game stuff because it's all really short stories that are kind of just interesting. IO Interactive, who makes Hitman, they were dropped by what studio put it out? Do you remember?
Hitman.
Square Enix. They were dropped by Square Enix this year and said they weren't going to put out any more Hitman games. IO said we're going to keep making it. We still have the property. There is a game coming. Don't expect it like shortly. So there is, but and it's going to be the way season 1 was, where it's released episodically.
Yeah.
Cool. You new Hitman. Sledgehammer Games, who made World War II, Call of Duty, wanted to make Infinite Warfare 2, but Activision was like, "Nah, we gotta. This franchise is dying. We need to fix it." And it did. It sold a shit ton of copies this week. So I just thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, they wanted to go back in the future.
Yeah, they wanted to keep doing sequels to that, and they were like, no, you have to make this game. And they're like, okay. They have no fucking choice. They're owned by them. Telltale laid off 25% of its workforce, which was 90 employees, due to restructuring because Telltale games are not selling as well as they did before. Because basically, because they suck. Like, they're great, but like awesome they crash constantly, and that engine hasn't been updated since the first Walking Dead came out.
Yeah, like you need to. Hopefully, the money they save on these employees can go into the
restructuring the game. Yeah,
you know, the engine, because like you gotta beef that shit up.
Yeah. We got confirmation that we will see Dreams, more of. Ghost of Tsushima, and at some point at PSX we'll see those games because everyone was like, oh, when are we going to see those games? Days Gone we will also see. Like I said, they probably didn't want to lump Days Gone and The Last of Us in the same thing, and hopefully that has a better trailer than fucking thing did, because that was gruesome as fuck. GTA has now sold a shit ton of things to stores. That's not copies sold, because I read the article after. 85 million copies have been shipped to stores. I'm like, we were talking about it before, about like how many they've actually sold. Low. Yeah. And I was just thinking, how many are digital titles? Because that says to stores.
Yeah, so that's 85 million to the stores. I get that then there would be plus however many were purchased online.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to say, like, that's 85 million in total. So that would be like, that would cover your PS3, your PS4, your Xbox 360, and your Xbox, and possibly your PC.
Yeah.
So that's 5 platforms to play this on.
Yeah.
85 million copies on 5 platforms just seems... I know that it's like one of the highest games ever sold. I get that.
Yeah.
100%. But when you look at 5 platforms, 85 million seems like a very low number.
It does.
There's so many more units.
Yeah.
If you add up all the PCs, all the 4s, all the 3s, the Xbox, you probably have like what? There's like, how many, just give me a number. How many PS4s have been sold?
I think there's like 30 or 40 million in the wild.
3s?
Fuck, I have no idea.
That's more?
Yeah, I think yeah.
So let's just say you got like maybe 200 million of units.
Yeah, units.
Potential units across those 5 platforms. To 85, well, I guess that's like almost half.
Yeah.
It still seems kind of low.
It does seem, though, that if that number is true, every PS4 has a copy of GTA 2, as a copy of GTA 5.
Yeah.
Which I know is bullshit, because you don't have it on the PS4.
No, I have it on
but you do have it on the PS3. I have it on both.
But one was digital.
Yeah, one was... I bought the physical copy for the PS3, and I bought the thing. And then that was half price. I bought it for the 4 because it was on sale, so who knows. And then it was everyone did their earnings call this week, so there was like little bits of information out. They did... Take-Two, who publishes GTA, fully plans to have microtransaction in all of its future games.
We lost the battle.
We did, but at the same time...
I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because GTA, it doesn't affect the core of what Grand Theft Auto was.
No, I can still...
That single player was fantastic. The multiplayer is just an add-on to that, and you don't have to buy anything. Like, the big thing, that cool Batmobile-looking thing came out this week. Mm-hmm. You can buy that outright, or if you want, you can just fuck around, grind in the game, and buy it with in-game money. Like, you don't have to buy it. And then, like... Coming up next, and they put out all the content for free. All their expansion packs have all been free.
Yes.
That's crazy. And like, yeah, they made a shit ton of money selling stuff, but you don't have to buy it. That's the type of microtransactions I'm okay with. It's the loot crate shit that I hate. Where it's like, oh, you want this gun? Well, it's tied into this box, and you may never get it.
Unless you pay for it.
Unless you pay for it. But
you still might not get it.
But you might not get it. And that's the type of shit I hate. The voice actor strike is now officially over. They signed their deal. It's ratified. It's really weird because like it was a strike, but at the same time, everyone else was working. Mm-hmm. And I heard a story this week that the Marvel game is kind of iffy because all the characters from the first game are going to sound different because all the first game characters were from SAG-AFTRA and all these new guys aren't. So like if and that's Troy Baker, Laura Bailey. So like if you hear Wolverine and he doesn't sound right in the new Marvel game, it's because it's not the guy who did the first game because he was on strike. And like it seems weird that normally when you cross a picket line, people get really pissed off.
Wait a second. After a new ballot, SAG-AFTRA voted overwhelmingly to end the year-long video game voice actor strike. It's been a year.
Yeah. Which is weird because, well, we didn't cover this until like they almost ratified the deal.
But it went on strike at the end of last year?
Mm-hmm.
So what have these people been doing?
Nothing. Well, Troy Baker's been playing in his band,
Why would you... I'm just saying, like, at a year, they're lucky they got a deal. Because just go with me on this. As a business side, if I was able to keep working and still produce games by using other people instead of the ones in the union.
Yeah.
For a year, I would never ratify this deal. Why? Why would you?
Yeah. I think why they did was because the people who are in this are the big guns. They're the guys that like, like when you hear the name, you like Troy Baker, Laura Bailey. What's that other big guy? There's another big voice guy that's in everything.
More?
Yeah. As soon as you hear those names, those are the big guns. Like you can sell a game with Troy Baker's name because people are like, "Oh, I know that like, guy."
At the same time, I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck who reads the lines in a video game.
I do because if it doesn't, it's not the right like. Troy Baker and Nolan North were both in Uncharted.
For the games that they've already done.
Yeah,
I understand.
Well, that was the big thing. The one girl was in Life is Strange. The prequel game is not her voice, which is really weird.
Yeah, I guess like if it's for stuff you've already done, like
yeah, and then like the Marvel game, the Marvel kind of thing too.
Like,
yeah.
Well, for the animated Marvel, like
well, you figure like
a little different, but I understand like for the
well, it's been a year. These guys record voices for long periods of time on the project, so it like that game could have been 6 months. They might not work for 6 months. Like their contract is for that, so they could call them back or whatever. So it kind of makes sense that it's kind of weird. It's a weird fucking strike that only affected half of the thing. It's not like when the animators or writers go on strike kind of thing.
And everyone walks.
Yeah, it's really weird that only some people are in it, not everybody. Because if everyone was in it,
then it would matter.
That strike would have been over in a day.
Yeah, then it would make sense.
Yeah,
but like when it's such a small number of people that are involved, I'm like, let's just keep making games.
Yeah.
Right? Like
the Me versus Dead. You no longer have those stupid little dudes, which they were really dumb anyway, so I'm glad that's gone. Death Stranding, we will finally see some gameplay, which is cool because like so far we've seen 2 really weird trailers. One with Norman Reedus, and then the other one with the dude from that weird guy that I hate from not Bates. What was the other remake show? Not Bates Motel, but the other one with that one dude, Hannibal.
Oh,
that guy and Gil, him and Gil Del Toro's trailer, and like we have no idea what that game is or what it's doing, but we'll finally see some gameplay. Humvee is suing Activision for trade right infringement for using Humvee's name and logo in Call of Duty games.
In all of them? Or just like the most?
All of them. Like the whole thing, 14 years too late. Why are you suing them now?
They have more money now.
Yeah, that's it. Like when it first came out, they were like, oh, whatever. Now they have a shit. But you could have done this anytime, like in the last 14 years. Yeah. Like, and I'm pretty sure Activision might have more money than Humvee. So we'll see how this goes. And then apparently, according to the Dreams people for the game, which is going to be like Little Big Planet, I guess, just different looking. You can make anything because it's the same tools that they make the game with that you will have access to do whatever. I'm like, that sounds interesting. I could not give a fuck about this game. Like Little Big.
So they're pretty much giving you like an empty platform.
They're pretty much giving you like the development toolkit that people get when like they get early access to the games or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. And then the last kind of thing, which is interesting, EA is buying the guys who made Titanfall, Respawn Entertainment. They're outright buying the studio, which is kind of weird and kind of a good thing for EA and Titanfall. But like EA's closed like 3 studios in the last like 2 months.
Yeah, I think they just buy stuff. What's that? Mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah.
They just buy stuff and close it down.
And everyone was like, oh, they just signed their death warrant in 5 years. And it's like, kind of, because they literally sent Titanfall out to die this year. Remember, it was sandwiched in between those 2 big releases and like barely anyone played it. It was $454 million they sold it for. So, nice little chunk of change. These are the guys... Respawn was formed by the 2 guys who actually had made Infinity Ward, who made the really good Call of Duty games. And then there was a whole big fight with Activision, so they left, and then they teamed up with EA to make Titanfall. It was a whole saga. And then Infinity Ward basically became just a shell. Like, everyone left to go to Respawn. And then, yeah, now they got bought out by Thing, but... I just thought that was interesting. Talk about this for a second. I have no idea what any of this is. Umbrella Academy. It's that Marvel book with Gerard Butler. Gonna star Alan Page, Netflix show. I have no idea what that is. I remember everyone was really excited back in the day for this.
Alan Page is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Alan Page. Yeah, I like her and stuff.
See what it looks like.
So I'll probably watch it. It's a superhero-esque show. Yeah. I'll check it out.
It's kind of like outside. It would be like I want to say Watchmen, but it'd be something like that. Like
okay.
Well, it's like a team of heroes, but they're not like your normal heroes, right?
Yeah. What's that show you watched? That British one, that superhero one that was on Misfits, like that.
Yeah.
All right, I can see it. I'll check it out. I'll probably check it out. I like just checking things out to see if they're any good, and then getting sucked in completely and watching all of it. Where we jump to next? I wanted to talk about those 2 in succession. So the Dark Universe, dead. It's dead. Like
yeah, Alex Kurtzman,
they left. That pretty much kills the Dark Universe. Like it was their plan, and then the first movie bombed, and we haven't heard anything about it other than delays and people leaving. This shit is dead in the water.
Yeah, once you're big producers, like your
showrunner. This is not Shazam level territory where I don't think this is going to be made. I'm calling this right now. This universe is dead unless it gets massive retooling, which I don't see them wasting them time and energy and money on.
Them. Well, let me correct that. I see them attempting to waste the time and money because like they don't know any better.
Yeah,
but I still don't see it ever working.
If they ever got it off, I think what's going to happen is they'll wait a few years and ignore The Mummy
and start fresh again,
like they did with that's where I was going. So kudos to them, I guess.
I think if you do it, you got to go full on horror. It seems the movies are so much more action based with the horror element. Like if you're gonna do it, go R-rated, go low budget.
Yeah,
they're R-rated. You're not good and do that. Not horror like in the like Halloween like scary movie sense, but just like in like the R-rated version. Just go R-rated.
Yeah,
and keep it that route.
Yeah, the Dark Universe could work. I just don't see the point, or what would be the end game to having all these monsters together
in one universe?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, they could team up. That's what they're waiting.
Team up to fight what? They're the monsters.
Each other.
Yeah,
it's like Godzilla and King Kong.
But that's cool.
I guess.
Well, because Godzilla and King Kong kind of like they're just two big ass monsters who want to fight. There's like no one really.
Monsters. One's a big gorilla. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're monsters. Like are they?
Did you didn't watch Kong though?
No.
Like Kong's fucking massive in the new one. Like he's huge. They made him bigger so he could fight Godzilla. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna bring Kong over to get rid of Godzilla, because in Kong they made it he's the protector of like that island. He keeps the people safe. Godzilla just wrecks whatever the fuck he wants because he's Godzilla. So I think they're gonna bring him over to fight Godzilla,
to stop him.
Which like cool. I want to see that movie. I loved the Godzilla remake that just came out, and Kong was really good. And then there's like little teaser to set up thing.
Godzilla on Netflix though from '98 or whatever, 2000.
That will tie into our topic, I think. That movie perfectly like encapsulates what I'm getting at, and you know what I mean by that. So we'll get to that. Yeah, this movie's dead. That's probably the last time we hear us talking about this. That being said, I did watch Nostalgia Critic talk about The Mummy, the new one, and I think I've watched enough clips to know that movie is awful without ever having to actually watch it, and I don't intend on watching it. I think the best thing they'd ever did was release the trailer with no sound.
Did they?
Yeah, they released it with like no voices. Or no, there was no soundtrack.
So it's just like the action piece.
Yeah, it's like there's this one scene where they're on a plane, and it's just like him yelling in the wind, and it's really fucking hilarious.
Never saw that.
Yeah, it's really funny. And then we got rumored that The Rock's Black Adam, which just sounds dirty, will
to debut in
Suicide Squad 2.
I saw that it's supposed to start filming a year from now.
Makes sense.
Fall
And
2018.
I was gonna say that this movie won't ever get made, but you know it will. Like they're fast pacing this,
they fast track,
which worked out for the first one so well. Let's fast pace stuff. Yeah, well,
like it's a whole different director and writer. Like the same guy's not doing this one.
Good, because
it's Gavin.
Free.
Gavin Hood. I think it's Gavin Hood.
He just picked generic names and went with it. But I'm intrigued to see how. Is he in Suicide Squad?
Black Adam?
Yeah, is he going to be part of the squad? Because like he's
maybe they have to go stop him or acquire
I would
him or
think
something?
maybe stop him, because him and the Suicide Squad instant win, right? He's a fucking god.
He's Superman.
Yeah.
I would imagine that it's more of a we need to stop him thing or something, or somehow capture him. Maybe they want him in the squad and like he's
Maybe he shot like an energy ball in the sky,
a blue one?
and then they have to go in and fight his brother. But then his brother instantly dies because that other guy can grow really big. And then it shows them all their perfect world. And do you see how fucking stupid that movie was? Jesus Christ. I don't even know how that got a sequel.
It made money.
Well, that's because we got to see Margot Robbie's butt in short shorts, and that's pretty much why. I don't know why I said butt instead of ass. It just sounded more appropriate. That being said, though, her Harley Quinn is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. And I liked, I read something the other day that made me upset. It was
Leto's Joker.
No, it was something about the Joker. I can't remember what it was. How to do with like just the Joker as a villain, and like
no one does him right though in film.
And the way that he's supposed to be. Oh no, apparently he's been done it perfectly.
Nicholson's?
No, 100%. That's the perfect incarnation. Like. God on Earth.
That was the perfect interpretation of Joker
in that universe.
But
not the perfect Joker.
No. The perfect Joker is still
across the wall of them.
Is still Mark Hamill.
Yeah, if you go on animated, but
yeah,
I would like.
But if they could get
live action, I would go across between all three of them.
Yeah, like because again, Joker's never he's not one thing.
Yeah, but like it just made me mad because it was like, and that's the problem with Leto. Like, I like Leto.
They are so busy sucking Christopher Nolan's dick.
On that dick.
Yeah.
That.
Like, because even Ben Affleck takes flack for his Batman.
For Batman. But there's no fucking way he would stop being Batman for 7 motherfucking cocksucking years. So I
hate that fucking movie. I fucking hate that movie so bad. And no, not The Dark Knight. I'm talking about Rises. That movie is a piece of shit. We have to do a topic on that movie and why it's fucking garbage.
Moving on.
I just want to keep.
Little boy Shazam. Little boy Blue.
I was gonna call him like they cast Shazammy.
Shazammy. I like that.
Little Shazammy.
Little Shazammy is gonna be Asher Angel.
Which that reminds me of that Teen Angel show. And he was like Teen Angel. It just reminds me of that.
Little Shazammy is.
And what annoyed me about this is so like last week we completely forgot about Zachary Levi being cast and just did it at the end, kind of like oops.
Yeah.
While I was making the title page for this on Monday, I searched Shazam to get like a title page, and they're like, boom, Billy Batson. I was like, man, I gotta remember to keep this. Yeah. But so they have little Shazammy.
Shazammy, I like that.
When he yells Shazam, he's just like Shazam.
Okay, so he doesn't look it. You've seen a picture of this kid? Right?
Yeah, I think I can throw one up here.
I have one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a youngin.
Yeah, he's.
But he's. I tried to look, and I couldn't find a confirmed thing. But, like, he's like 16.
He's 15.
15.
He's best known for his role as Johnny Wabacker on Andy Mack, a show we talked about last week.
Did we?
Yeah, they cast the gay, or one of the characters is gay.
Oh, okay. Same show. Okay.
He was also on a episode of Criminal Minds Beyond Borders.
In 2016. But anyways, he's 15.
Yeah.
Quite old. Thought they would have wanted a little younger. But he looks young. So
he does.
Because I'm just like, I was thinking like, he could drastically change in a couple of years.
Yeah.
To the point where like, Shazam 2, he's like a 20-year-old. He's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's 20 and becoming 30. Like, who the fuck wants to do that? Like, you know, like, he could be Shazam. You know?
Yeah.
But he does look young, so hopefully he doesn't age too much.
Do we have any sort of idea? I'm just reading the Zero Coke thing on this article. Do we have any sort of idea what the plot is going to be?
Something about I told you one of the things is like the Deadly Seven or the Deadly.
Oh right, yes. And Mark Strong is going to play the villain, or they're eyeing him to join the cast as the villain.
As the Doctor.
And this guy's badass.
Yeah,
he's pretty sweet. And then we reported last week that Grace Fulton will be also in it as well.
Does it say the character that he plays? Scroll up a bit.
Who? This guy?
This like up for.
He's going to be. It's just listing the shit he does.
Oh, right there, Dr. Savannah.
Oh, right, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, originally he was going to be fighting The Rock, but they changed it.
But you know what? I like I said, we talked about it last week.
I do hope that these sequels converge. Because like right now, we were always under the assumption, and now that I just thought of this, we were always under the assumption, and it's been implied that Black Adam was separate from the DCEU. This pretty much confirms it isn't.
Yeah, it's not.
But originally, they had stated it's completely separate.
I think at one point it was reported that it was separate.
Yeah, reported on Black. Yeah.
But DC doesn't say anything, so they would have never said it was reported.
Yeah.
Right? They don't confirm or deny anything.
Well, this is the first time they've confirmed 2 actors in a movie.
Yeah. Or at least a new movie.
At least a new movie, yeah. Cool.
At least we know that they plan on... Maybe that proves that they plan on making the ones they've announced.
Of all the superheroes that DC has, at least in terms of movie-wise, like they have a lot of heroes that are... I am most intrigued about Shazam. One, because I've seen him in animated stuff, but I know very little about him, and I'd love to see how that translates to live action.
It'd be cool to watch a character that I don't know a lot about.
Yeah, like because like all these movies coming out, we know the 5 Leaguers, we know Green Lantern, like all these people.
I know like most of not Spider-Man,
Marvel, like yeah, they're big guns.
There's like we're getting into strange territory. Like I don't give a shit about Doctor Strange.
I knew Doctor Strange and I like Doctor Strange. Black Panther is cool, but like I don't know how he translate. But that movie looks amazing.
So like, we're getting into territory now. Guardians, for example, would be something that like I knew nothing.
I watched that again, the second one.
Yeah,
still good.
And getting into territory that
I will tell you now, I don't give a fuck about Captain Marvel.
But yeah. So
and not because it's a woman, I just don't give a fuck about Captain Marvel.
Because you're getting the real one right here. Shazam.
Yeah.
Is the original Captain Marvel.
I still think that's a really stupid name for a character, but then again, they had to change the name.
They had to change it.
And I still can't believe they lost that.
The only thing that is strange about that concept is that when he says the word, he changes.
Yes.
So like he can never introduce himself.
It's been often wondered about this because like,
or like
he says
it in the extent of meaning it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
because he uses it to shoot lightning. Like he'll yell Shazam and not change.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they make him yell Shazam and she changes. I think it's the context of what he means.
I was watching Young Justice, and it's the episode where the adults go to one world
and the kids go to the other. Yeah.
But he could switch.
Yeah.
Awesome fucking episode. Love that one.
But then there's
the point in that episode where he's Shazam.
Yeah.
He's in the adult world, and he says his name, but not meaning to go back to Billy.
Yeah.
He just says his name, and then he changes back to Billy. In the middle of falling, I think it was. Yeah. Or something like that.
I think he just whenever he wants to change, because like I think it was Flashpoint, the animated one. Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman like holds him down and like chokes him, and she's like, "Say the name," and he says it, and he turns back into.
But that one though, he pops up as 7 kids.
Yeah, well, right? It's still same theory applies. Like it's still him.
That one's weird. I don't like that one where it's 7 kids.
Yeah, well, it's Flashpoint, so we'll see that in the Flashpoint movie.
I like the idea of a Flashpoint movie.
I do too, but not for the first Flash movie.
I think it will work. I'm actually intrigued by it.
I'm intrigued. I just think it's a bad idea. I think you should make your shit work before you try something different.
I think it's gonna work.
Because I think they tried something different and it didn't work.
Well, they've been trying different things with the Flash for a few years now. That's why we're not getting it next year, like we were supposed to.
So Harrison Wells, he's in charge of Star Labs, right? I know. That's why I said it.
The fucking thing I liked, right? Or I retweeted.
Yeah, that's why I said it. That's why I said it.
Me reading all that stuff, right? So I'm sitting there over an hour reading all the fucking Justice League embargo.
Yeah.
And the only thing I retweeted was that comment because I was like,
so
fuck.
I'll explain this in a minute. I just want to. So I go to my phone, right, and it's like I get a like Greg Miller tweeted this, blah blah blah, and then I had another from Twitter, and I was like, okay, what is it? And it said Nick and 516 other people have retweeted this, and I was like, well, I gotta see what it is. And then it was the whole thing about in the TV spot. They're like, oh, they got the it's Cyborg and thing standing on a roof.
Yeah, they were watching it in the movie.
Yeah,
critics have seen the movie already.
Yeah.
And Cyborg walks onto the rooftop in Gotham and says they got the head of Star Labs, referencing his father.
Yeah.
And 2 guys sitting next to the one critic talked to each other and said, Harrison Wells? Referencing Flash, and then the other guy's like, "Fuck!" Like, and this is the problem.
That's we had mentioned this previous when they had mentioned that the Flash was going to be different, and we knew this was going to happen, and we're also at the same point of like, no, people will know these are 2 different things, but apparently they don't, and it was really funny.
I obviously haven't seen Justice League.
Yeah,
but I'm curious to see that scene, the rooftop scene.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing we've seen Silas in the movie, in the trailers. We know he's there. If he's already been taken at that point of that scene, meaning we've already seen previously that he works at Star Labs and he's Cyborg's father and he blah. So to get to that rooftop scene and still think Harrison Wells, you're fucking brain dead.
So I have two very, very important questions. One, at what point do we see Team Flash in the movie?
Okay.
And two, do you think they fixed the roof?
I'm going to say the roof still has that hole in it. As shown in the first shot of this week's Flash episode. Every time I see it now, I'm like, oh, he hates that shot.
It makes me angry. Either, like, don't show an overhead shot or digitally fix the roof. Because it's been 3 seasons, 4 years, because we saw it on Arrow, too. Fix the roof!
So... And Team Flash, I don't think they make it into this movie, but they will be in Flashpoint.
Or they have Team Flash, and it's just called the Justice League. Do you think anyone tells him to run? In the context of, like, he wouldn't know to run? Like they do in this show?
No. Not in the context that he doesn't know to run. I'm going to say maybe someone tells him to like... We've seen the scene where Batman tells him to run and save one person.
Yeah.
Run and save one person. But... Not in the context of, like, he needs the step-by-step motivation to actually move his legs and arms. Because it's like the solar fucking power battery. He needs to hear those thoughts to fucking move.
I just thought of a song from the that Christmas movie with Santa. The origin of Santa Claus. And it's like, put one foot in front of
the... yeah, so, like, everyone they tell him that. So,
that's his ringtone?
I don't think anyone's telling him that in the movie, but every week on the CW, they tell him that, trust me.
Oh, man, and that was the last of the stories. But that was too funny. Oh, actually, I'm fucking lying. That is not the last of the story, because, like, there was one other big story this week other than the Disney shit, and that was Brian Moko Bendis just was like, I'm gonna go work with DC now.
Yeah.
And everyone was like,
Bendis, leaving Marvel after
pardon? Because it's not like writers and artists usually they switch every so years. Yeah. And like
he's a huge, like he was a lifer.
So
I think he was a lifer.
I have here, because this story on the
I feel like he was a franchise player, like
in
sports.
Well,
would be the idea
you put the franchise tag on this guy, so like on here the story's not going to show up, but I do have the actual article, and it was everything that Bendis is responsible for at Marvel in like the last little bit. And it's pretty much like every big event they've done.
Successful. He's their Jeff Johns.
He is.
In a way.
So he is responsible for fixing Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. He brought Miles in. Yeah, he's the co-creator of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, he created the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, he created the Ultimate Universe. He's responsible for Rennie, the new Ironheart. Holy shit, I remembered both of her names. He is responsible for the Avengers disassembled storylines, Civil War 2, House of M. Like, his name is on everything. Mm-hmm. He brought the X-Men back to the forefront after everything that happened to them. Mm-hmm. Like, he, for the most part, bleeds Marvel. And for him to switch is really fucking weird. But I guess if you thought, like, I've done everything I can here, I'm going to go try to go to DC.
I can with these characters, so
but, what is he going to do in DC? Because, like, everyone they have now, and maybe he would go to Batman, because isn't, what's his name, leaving Batman? After this arc that he's doing?
Which, Snyder? Scott Snyder?
Yeah. He's doing Batman, and then he's finishing a future story with Batman, and then he's done, from what I read.
Is it him that's leaving, Scott Snyder?
I don't know, but he just said he did the past Batman, he did the current Batman, he's going to do a future one, and then he's like, I'm good with Batman.
Then yeah, because he did Batman through all 52. And
yeah.
Into
because like
Rebirth.
Where would they put him unless they have him in charge overall kind of thing of storyline development? Because these teams that are on DC right now are killing it.
Yeah.
I can't see them changing them up, especially because they just did to fix everything with the 52.
Yeah, like they're moving into their Doomsday Clock storyline now.
Yeah.
Jeff. So unless he's doing something for next year,
yeah,
their next event for next fall.
What's he doing over there? Like I just don't know. But like good for DC though, because Bendis is like for all the like faults of these storylines that he does do, there's some great shit in there. And like we got Miles out of it, and Miles is fucking awesome. But I just it's a weird thing to have him go over to DC, especially when they have such predominant writers on these storylines. Yeah. Like, and they don't seem to be done anytime soon.
No, it doesn't seem, unless he's just going there to maybe do like things like Metal, where it's just like it overall touches on the stories, but it's his own separate book, or you know what I mean, like,
but because like he has his own book, but then he's he's gonna do mainstream stuff. I'm just wondering where they're gonna put him, because like again, I state all these guys who are in charge of these things have been there for a while and are doing really well. Yeah, like Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern and Wonder Woman are all fantastic. The only thing I could see him doing is maybe take over Justice League. Maybe one of those teams. I'd have to look at
the list of. I haven't read books in a while, but I'd have to look at.
I just know like they're creative people.
Quickly, just jumping back to the beginning topic or what we started.
Too much stuff.
Fuck all this TV shit. Create the Netflix of comic books.
Yeah. Like Comixology has it right where like it's all in the same spot to buy it. Yeah. I would like a monthly thing where I pay a fee and I can read what I want. I can
just get we've talked about it. Different tiers for different books. We should just do it. Anyways, so Bendis, where would he go? I don't know. Interesting topic.
I'm thinking probably just the Justice League and then an overall arc.
The books and see who's writing them and stuff, like who's on it, and be like, well, maybe this guy would leave. Maybe Scott, because he did all of, like I said, he did Batman through all of 52 and into Rebirth. Yeah. Maybe he's done.
From what I got from an article I read, it seems like he's kind of gearing off of Batman, which I'm like, where's he go then?
Because like,
can he switch sides? But like his Batman is fucking amazing, and that Metal, like I haven't read the main stuff, but I've seen all the tie-ins of explaining the Dark Mirror Batmans. They're fucking cool.
I want to read that Joker one. White Knight.
That was the first issue, I guess, did really, really well. Yeah. So I would love to read that as well.
Earth 1 for Green Lantern is supposed to come out soon.
Yeah. I haven't read any of those, but I hear they're really, really good.
Earth 1s, I've read all of them. I read all 3 Superman and the 2 Batman. They're amazing. But I want to read the one for. I didn't read the one for Wonder Woman, I think, but I want to read the one for Green Lantern.
I want to finish off the Doomsday Clock stuff because I really want to read that because I was enjoying the Rebirth stuff. And I really got to start reading some Marvel books because I want to get reading Spider-Man. I could care less about their events because they've just become fucking garbage. But Legacy has really fixed a lot of their fucking problems. And thank God for that because their shit was garbage. But now most of Legacy stuff is catching up or starts in January. And like everyone's back to where they should be and good because I hate reading books or hearing stories where like Iron Man's just chilling in the corner. Yeah. Or like Cap is evil or a Nazi. Now he's back to being Cap and he's doing his little walk. So him and Superman.
Getting to know the people.
But at least he has a fucking purpose for doing it. Like Superman was kind of just bullshit.
He walked fucking walls.
Yeah. And like they had there was some great stories in there, but it was just too fucking long.
It was like 16 issues, like, you know.
Two of my favorite stories out of that where he just stops at the one guy's house and like fixes his car and whatever and then just shows with him. And then that one where he talks the Jumper off and like he just flies up there and he just sits with him and talks with him about stuff. And I'm like, that's just, and again, that's just a well-written story about Superman and no powers whatsoever, just trying to relate to a guy. I'm like, you're like, I get that. That is it for news. Done. We're cutting off the news. Gonna move into our recap of shows that I did not watch any of this week. But I can probably guarantee you some shit happened, and some of them weren't that great.
Flash.
Yes.
Starts off with. I believe I read this. It was called Girls' Night Out.
Oh right, that's probably why I didn't watch it because I don't care because it was about Frost.
It was a good episode. It was Iris having her bachelorette party. Barry having his bachelor party. Starts off with the two groups kind of separating, obviously. Girls go out this way. Guys
Now, was Amel on the episode? Because, like, I feel like he should be there.
Felicity was.
I knew that.
Because I didn't know that, but apparently Iris doesn't have friends. So she was there with Caitlin, the new girlfriend, Joe's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Celia, and Felicity. So it was the four of them.
Well, she's too busy running Star Labs to make friends.
Yeah, she runs Star Labs with Harry. And
Wells?
Yeah. So Harrison Wells.
Who lives in the basement because he can't go outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they go out.
I'm already.
And the guys go back to Joe's house. Start watching some home movies. One of those like this is your life, retrospect.
Because
this is what Cisco does. This is Cisco. He does this for Barry. Ralph comes in, changes the fucking game. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. I like
because
this guy.
Again. I think he knows he's on a CW show and just realizes that like no real bachelor party has a "This Is Your Life" segment. There you go.
And
a strip club as a CW.
Well, yeah, but he brings them there, and
Iris is working the pole.
No, but coincidentally, the daughter is Celia's daughter is on the pole.
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe she's paying for dental school.
Yeah. So Cisco gives Barry though like concoction of something that can get him drunk, like a mix of whatever can fuck up his body because he can't have
that seems like a weird thing that someone would develop
like a vial. It's like this big.
Yeah,
he gives him that. He's like, take this, you'll have a great night. So he takes it. Fucked him up hard.
Well, yeah, you gotta imagine like he hasn't.
Like, I'm the Flash. He's screaming because like
that's actually
like everyone's laughing and clapping and having a good time and like
everyone else is in the corner going, "Ay!"
Yeah, the rest of them were like at one point, Ralph had stretched over to the other table to grab something. And Cisco was like, hey, you can't do that in public. He's like, oh, you mean like Captain Obvious over there? That's what they turned to. It was like, I'm the Flash, best man alive.
That's actually really funny.
And Joe gets up and is like, you need to come sit down.
Here's some water, brother.
So they end up in a bar fight. Like they all end up getting arrested. Barry's puking in the jail cell toilet. It's a good episode.
It actually sounds not bad. And then the other half of the episode happens.
I don't know what the other half was. I skipped. Because it had to do with...
Iris?
No, it had to do with Killer Frost, that weird guy with the fucked up eye that we see in the first episode.
Oh, the thing last week I said that was probably going to be interesting?
And the people that she got in with was some metahuman who could like control metal or something like that. It was weird. And... she's like some crime lord underboss that like tries to capture and use other metas to help her or whatever.
Yeah,
it was not a good episode. Like that part was off. It was the idea that like instead of having these two like whereas he went out, had a good time, had fun, did all because he's not the Flash in the whole episode. He gets his phone taken away from him, and so he has no idea what happens. They couldn't just go out and have like the opposite of like the girls' night out.
So they
had to become the heroes.
I hate that crap.
Right? They had to become the heroes. They had to stop the villain of the week. It wasn't the idea that like you couldn't just have a night out without the fucking villain.
Why couldn't they just have two bachelor parties? Yeah. Like and then like they meet up weirdly or something.
Something.
But again, they
had the freak of the week.
The oldest TV trope is like the B team has to become the hero while the hero's incapacitated.
Yeah.
Incapacitated. But like
that
annoys me. I hate that.
They're the ones running comps on the computer and tracking them down and fighting him and getting all this stuff. And I'm just like,
I hate that.
Probably not would have happened this way, but
no, I find that grating and annoying when they pull shit like that. And it's like, just have a fun episode. If you want to have a fun episode.
All the way through, but instead they still.
And it's not like you're wasting an episode because you're like 5 in. Yeah.
It didn't build anything other than like, I'm Caitlin still, because everyone finds out that she's still Killer Frost.
We already knew she was Killer Frost.
We knew it, but they didn't.
Cisco seen her use her powers.
I don't think he told everyone that.
Oh, because if anything, it's good. Team Flash is good at two things: not telling each other shit and telling Barry to run. In in first part of the episode of part 1, she like makes a beer cold or whatever.
Oh yeah. When she's at the bar, and
yeah.
To see her. So I don't know. I wasn't. Like I said, that part suffered because the only thing they wanted to do was reveal that she's still Killer Frost on the inside. Like she switches like the Hulk now. She just in and out. And there's like this weird whoosh sound, and I was like, so is she emanating? Like, is that sound coming out of her somewhere? Like,
I can't stand it. I hate that.
So, Arrow. You get a good Slade episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch these things. I like Slade.
He asked Oliver to help him.
Yeah.
We find out who Vigilante is. I won't reveal it because you said you're gonna go watch it, but I'll tell you this: we first met Vigilante last year.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll say this: at one point, Zinanelli takes off his mask. We see who it is.
You know what? Just tell me.
I'll just go with this. They've jerked us off for like a year and a half, and nothing comes out. Like it's just like
it's one of those non-reveal reveals.
They tugged on us for a year.
It's a ghost load.
Yeah, it's a ghost
load.
It's
a ghost load.
Like, I was like, oh, that absolutely. Like you could have told me that the minute we could have seen him going backwards. Now we could have seen him put the helmet on. We could have seen his face and then put the helmet on in season 5.
Yeah,
and then you have the same feeling when you see it in season 6 where he takes the helmet off. It means absolutely nothing because it's nothing who he is.
Great.
It's like he is tied to them.
Yeah.
But in a very loosey, like fucking, I don't give a shit. This is not interesting.
Oh, have they tied most of their people together on these shows?
Like, see who it is, and I'm like,
does Renee die?
No, he does not.
God damn it!
This episode. But you see him you see him twice. You see him once on the phone at the beginning with Oliver.
Yeah.
And you see him once
where he fires him
downstairs, like in the hideout lair thing.
I'm gonna put on the podcast the top of it, like I wish Renee was dead counter day 563.
You see that, but it must end in like a two-parter because the way it ends with Slade's son and shit.
Yeah.
It ends with like this like a cliffhanger. So he's gonna be in the next week's episode. There's no way next week starts and we don't get the fallout of what was revealed.
Well, you say that, but
well, they're like in a whole other country. It would be odd as fuck if next week Oliver was just back and like.
We've seen it.
Possibly, but whether it's next episode or not, you will see the continuation of what is revealed.
Again, it sounds like the same thing we've been saying for 6 weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Good idea. Horrible
much better though. Like not horrible execution. Like the Oliver, like I don't watch the other stuff. Like I know that stuff's gonna be bad, but the Oliver and Slade stuff and the Sun.
Yeah, the CW really stuff good. Is garbage.
Yeah,
it's the CW stuff.
I would say in this episode there wasn't a lot of CW stuff.
I'm just gonna throw this out there while we're talking about it. Good job, Chloe. God damn it. Holy shit. That was fucked 8 ways weird. From Sunday. That's a weird article. No. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Google Allison Mack and you'll figure it out. It is fucked up.
But there wasn't a lot of CW stuff in this week's Arrow. You could kind of say that the Vigilante thing is a little CW.
Yeah.
But not really. But just the reveal isn't like, I thought it was going to be someone.
Yeah.
Be something. You know? And it wasn't. Isn't. It's like you could have told me this a year and a half ago.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like these shows have like
I think
great ideas, just horrible.
It was like I think they had an idea for Vigilante, and then something maybe behind the scenes changed crosses.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden now you're telling me that this person's Vigilante, and I'm like I don't give a. You could have told me this last year. Like
these shows like they're really like Arrow. I can go through because I really like Stephen Amell, but like. I finally watched Supernatural, all of its episodes leading up to this week's. It was very lackluster as well. Mm-hmm. And it's like all of their shows have just like they started off just chugging along after great endings.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Like, did they all just get together and write, hey, we'll do a first mediocre half of just garbage?
Maybe.
Because that's what it seems like they did. So.
not next week, but the following week is the crossover.
Really? Already? I thought that was the Christmas break.
No, it's in November. November sweeps.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
okay.
It's like I think it's the week.
Well, I have the story here about the actual plot synopsis, so maybe it'll give us the dates.
I believe it's 2 weeks. I would think it's the week of the 20th and the 21st.
Okay. Yeah, that's really. Yeah, that's next week.
Because Arrow moves
to Monday.
To Monday for that 1 week to partner up with Supergirl and stuff. So
yeah, one part 8 to 9, and then 9 to 10, and there's the actual plot.
And it's the 27th. Oh, so it's the following week.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks.
I'm blind. I couldn't see that far, but yeah. So, oh crap, we're getting audio because I didn't need the thing. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm obviously gonna watch all 4 parts of that. Like I will.
Yeah, because they all tie into each other. It's nice that Supergirl finally gets a thing, and it's gonna be cool to see that.
I wonder, like, we kind of got a little screwed on last year's because her
thing was like half a second.
It's literally the last second where Barry runs in and says, "I need your help."
Which really pissed me off because I watched the whole episode.
Yeah, for the last.
They tricked me into watching Supergirl last season.
For the last 18 seconds, you're like, "Oh, I need your help," and then he brings her to Flash.
I wish they put Superman in the crossover.
Oh yeah,
but
then it's like, it's kind of the idea. Like I've been watching. I was saying last week about Justice League the animated, right? And I noticed there's a lot of episodes that he's not in. Superman.
He's too powerful.
And yeah, that's what it is.
And like they find
like if you had Supergirl and him, why would you need anyone else?
Yeah.
You're right. Like you wouldn't need anyone else.
Yeah.
So I get the idea of why. I mean, as awesome as it would be to see both of them, I understand you would have like who's your villain when that happens.
Yeah. I honestly say though, I still think the best one for this season, other than Arrow having its greatness, is Legends. I honestly like Legends.
Do you see a thing about John Noble?
No.
The guy from Fringe, you know who he is?
Yeah. Is he?
He's gonna voice the villain on
Legends.
Legends.
So we're gearing up to. Oh, he's cool. I like him.
Yeah, the one.
So whatever.
Up to. He's supposed to be in this week's.
Okay.
I've heard his voice this week.
Oh, cool. I will give you a recap next week. They never mentioned his name yet on the show, so next week I'll give you a full recap of Legends, and because Legends is good. I'm liking Legends.
After a series of ominous teases, it sounds like we'll be getting our first glimpse at this season's big bad in tonight's episode, and he'll be voiced by none other than John Noble.
Cool. Also,
awesome voice.
Supergirl aired, and it continues to be on Monday, and people seem to enjoy it, but I don't watch it.
Yep. Watch Supergirl Monday nights.
Seriously, if you like it, watch it. I can't
take another one. I had to stop watching Legends because they were beating my ass.
Like I really like. I'm stating this. I really like the actress Melissa Bennett who plays her, and I would love to watch it. I just
can't take another team.
And it's got Martian, and and there's another Zor-El or something.
Yeah,
it's on there. Mount Al. And Superman was on there. I can't deal with it. I just can't. I think my brain would literally explode. And like watching that, and then watching Supernatural, which is good,
of CW shows,
but still has some CW moments in it. I think my brain would explode. Mm-hmm. Like, thank God I have South Park in between all of that to like just wipe all that crap away. But yeah, so that was our recap. I watched nothing, he did, and it was kind of the same shit, different week, but slightly better. But improving. They are improving. Again, I will give them that.
For this week's Flash, although the villain of the week plot was weak, and not because like
they are improving.
They had to decrease the villain threat level because
it's Iris, Frost
and Felicity.
Yeah,
so like they can't like you have Frost who at least she has powers, but like. There's only so much she can do against the villain.
Felicity has powers too. She has the power of plot convenience.
Yeah, fucking
believe me. If anyone has the power of plot convenience,
it's Felicity.
It is Felicity.
Yeah.
Who this year I will give credit to is so much better.
They downplayed her. There's this one moment. So I'm gonna call this right now. Going back to Arrow. There's this one moment where the FBI agent talks to Diggle.
Yeah.
Talks to Dinah,
yeah,
and talks to Felicity, and then subpoenas dog. And so
Hoss.
Felicity goes to the office and walks in, and she sees that board that she had, that the FBI agent has.
I like when Felicity walks into things.
So she looks at the string board, and she says something about like, oh, you really taking a lot of time with this or something, right?
Yeah.
And she sits down. Within seconds, her phone goes off, and it's Diggle sending her a text like, oh, we got something to do with the fucking plot of the show. The vigilante, they know where he is. And she answers the phone, which is a little fucking odd when you're like in an FBI fucking room being interrogated.
First, like when they have confiscated her phone, or at least told her to turn it off.
She's in her office. It's not like in the interrogation room. She's in the girl's office, but still, like, you answered the fucking phone.
Yeah.
And then the FBI agent is like, "Is that important?" And she's like, "Oh no, it's just you know how Felicity gets whenever she speaks."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh no, it's just like I'm missing a coffee date or whatever. Like I gotta go." And she just gets up and leaves. And I was like, you were literally there for like 24 seconds.
Yeah.
And looks suspicious as fuck.
Thanks for being obvious. Have a great day.
And it also like in the beginning, she was mad at Diggle being at a crime scene where he has no reason being at a crime scene.
Yeah, why is Diggle? Yeah.
Well, he needs a fresh pair of eyes because the mayor thinks I can give a different perspective because of my training and all this stuff like that. And she's like, "What training? I've read your jacket. You have no CSI training at all."
Yeah, you know how to shoot things. You're not.
And then he's like, he gets all like defensive, like, "You've read my jacket and all this stuff like that." And she's like, "Yeah, like I know who you are." Like, and that's what she wanted to talk to him. But anyways, they got to be careful calling in this part right now. They've now brought in, like, I get the idea of, like, he's been accused of arrow twice. Somebody's going to start questioning this, putting dots together, all this stuff. But you've brought in the element of realism into a world where realism does not fucking exist.
I'm just going to throw this out here. He is a black man, the only black man
that we see
in a hood at night. And he has been seen with Oliver Queen on many occasions, who has been outed 37 times in the last 10 minutes as the Arrow and Green Arrow, who are two different people.
Yeah. Oh, man, that irks me.
Because they're idiots. Apparently, the town of Star City must be the sister city to South Park.
So, no, but here's what they're...
But my point was, like, it's a black man at night wearing a mask and a hood who is friends with Oliver Queen. Mm-hmm. Does not take that many lines to cross together who this is.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, they got to be careful as a show, like what they've opened up with bringing in this FBI agent, because you're going to write yourself into a fucking spot where, like, it will be so blatantly obvious that Oliver is, in fact, the Green Arrow. You know, like, it's like you're injecting the realism into a world of suspended disbelief.
So it's
like, you got to be careful because, like, she at the end of the episode, Dana's the only one in this building.
Yeah.
They're at a news studio. And Vigilante comes, all this shit happens. Dana changes to Black Canary, saves the day, all this stuff. At the end, she's like, the FBI agent is talking to Dana outside the car, and she says something to her like, where did you go when the lights... Because all the lights get shut off.
Yeah.
Vigilante shuts them all off. And she's like, where did you go when all the lights were off? She's like, oh, I was, like, helping get people out of the room. And she's like, no, like, you were the only one that went missing, and your friend Canary shows up, and then she disappears, and you're back. You know, like, I know... She pretty much is like, I know...
It's like,
you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now she knows, and she's an FBI agent, so how are you getting out of this?
Yeah, it's like...
You know, like...
You're getting very close to, like...
close to this, like, you're going to have to put this FBI agent down. Like, the only way this show moves forward without...
It's like Dexter, where he has to kill the cop who figures out that he's the criminal.
Without this being put out to the world, you're going to have to put this FBI agent down.
So, correct me if I'm wrong.
Or bring her in on the team.
You've read all of Green Lantern, right?
Green Arrow?
Yeah, Green Arrow. Well, they were the same book at one point.
Yeah.
There was a point where he was Mayor and Green Arrow and everyone knew, right?
Yes, but he's already outed as...
So, just go with me. I think what they're planning...
is to get to that point?
Yeah. What's going to happen, and I'm just spitballing here, and I think I know the CW writers enough, because they suck. Some of them... they're having the vote to okay vigilantes.
Yes.
I think what they're ultimately gearing up for with the FBI agent not mattering is the vote's going to go through and he's going to come out and just be like, I am the Green Arrow.
And the mayor.
And
the vote proves that they want both.
Yeah, like the vote will go through. They'll officially accept vigilantism, and Ollie will just come out and be able to be like, "I am both. I've protected your city. I am the yeah." I think that's what they're gearing up towards, and I would like them to do that because this crap.
That would be the only way of getting out of this.
I think that's what they're gearing up for, unless. God
forbid they have something dumb up their sleeve.
Again, I state, knowing the CW writers and they suck, this bitch will be on Team Arrow in 2 weeks.
The FBI. She's running comps. She's on Team Arrow. They give her own mask and gun.
Yeah, and the investigation somehow just closes. Yeah. But she's on Team Arrow now.
Yeah. I hope.
It's like this, man. It's like this.
Touch and go, man. It could go either way, couldn't it? Fuck. Oh man, I don't want that.
Yeah, so that's...
But it's getting... You see, especially in this episode, she's starting to talk to all the rest of the team.
Yeah.
She's putting this together. She has that stringboard of... She has a stringboard that says, confirmed. So, Green Arrow.
Okay, I have a serious question I want to throw out there. The stringboard with, like, things on walls you see on TV, do you think they actually do that?
I think they do it.
You think cops actually do that?
I think they do it. I don't think they do it in their office where they invite the people on the board to look at it.
They do it in Sons too, right? They're trying to build that RICO case, and they got them all pinned up with their mugshot. You think they do it?
It's probably just an old school thing of what they do
to help them think it out.
They do it
so blatantly obvious.
In the front room, like they do it in the back, where the people on the board couldn't see the board.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a little odd when she walks in and sees the board with her picture pinned to it.
Because her room is literally like the closet of the set. Yeah. Like they were like, oh wait, we need another set.
But yeah, it was a good episode.
It is amazing though that these 4 shows have such huge sets and they're all different.
For the most part. I noticed a lot watching Flash and Arrow though. You see different things. Like I've watched.
But their main thing, like
their main set is
like
huge, yes. But there's times where I'm watching Arrow and I'm like, that's Joe's house.
Yeah,
I've
like
seen that or Jitters. Jitters is always on fucking Arrow at some other restaurant.
Oh yeah, Oliver's met his kid there like 37 times. Yeah, but I just mean like the Legends ship, Star Labs. And the basement are all huge sets that are fundamentally different, and you can tell they're all different sets. Yeah. And I'm assuming Supergirl has one too.
Yeah, she has her base of command where the team all works and meets together.
Her fortress of solitude.
Maybe, but I think it's has to do with the government.
Yeah, of course it does, because everyone has a fucking team. I'm giving these people away. You know what Marvel series doesn't have? Teams. It's really weird. Like they have
thinking about it, I was just like, man, this team thing is like not good.
We've stated this time and time again, and it really is true. It's like, and it's true and it's not true. Like Marvel just does a fucking better job at shit. Like their movies are better, and their TV shows are better. For the most part. But like it's like they have acquaintances and teams, blah blah blah. But it's still about the fucking hero.
That's what it is. Like it suffers the lack of heroism.
Yeah.
It's not about Flash. It's not about
like Jessica Jones doesn't like she'll talk with her sister, confide in her, but like she'll go off and do shit.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, same thing. Like.
It'll be.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They need to fill.
They have to fill and like I get why they do it, but I just think they rely on them too much.
They rely on it.
They're an easy.
I've gone back to Smallville.
Yeah.
Smallville. Even I'll go back a little further. Yeah, it's Superman in the '90s with Dean Cain. Right.
I'm with you.
He was in every episode. He saved the day. He was both Clark Kent. Lois was there. But nobody at any point was telling him what to do.
Yeah.
You know? Same with Tom. It started to get a little teamy near the fucking end with Chloe and all that weird shit, but it was still, like, he was able to figure the shit out and stop them. And
I will one up you with
team.
that. And look at Heroes.
Yeah.
Heroes managed to juggle 12 characters, I think, really well, moving between them without relying on them all being in the same fucking spot constantly.
Yeah, and all 12 of them having to stop the villain every week.
Yeah, they didn't meet up in the first season
till the end.
Yeah. And then they still kind of failed. And it was really well.
Yeah. But this,
and it was 24 episodes.
Just the structure of this show and the way they rely on all of them to do everything for every week. And like I said, you get to Flash this week, and they still had to create that villain episode. So then the Iris and Killer Frost had to stop the villain, and I'm like, you could have just had an episode. With
Legends is the only one that manages to make their team work well.
Yeah,
and they fail constantly. It's just the writing. Like they need to fail to look like losers, but still like. Oh, did you see? By the way, did you see? Snar's done.
Yes, he's filming a couple more episodes.
Yeah, and then he's out. I was like, oh, okay, that's a complete contrast to what last year's big signing thing was.
Yeah, he was supposed to sign for a couple of crossovers.
Yeah, I've seen him on Legends, maybe.
I don't think was he on Flash last year?
No. No, I don't think. Wait, there might have been an episode where they
Maybe
grab him to do something. I think, right?
Yeah, they grab him to. Barry grabs him from the future, or from the past. The past to help him do something. Yes.
To stop
Savitar.
Yeah. So okay, we did see him in that. Yeah.
One episode on each.
Yeah.
That was the big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And then one episode on each, maybe this season.
Shit, we've seen more of Black Siren than we have. I'm done talking about these shows. They suck.
We're at 123. So what do you want?
Wow. We could just. You want to keep going?
It's up to you.
I say we just leave it. We've been hitting pretty good strides with just finishing off our thing. So no topic this week.
Next week topic. I don't think it was a topic last week either.
We made Shazam the topic. Yeah. It just kind of fell into it. So. Again, we've stated before we won't always have a topic. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, and like our topic was interesting. We'll get to it. It was basically like, is stuff nostalgic good or is it bad just based on what you see? Like his prime point of watching Godzilla earlier, that movie is garbage, but we watched it at a time where like it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. So I watched it the other day with Christina.
Is it a good movie or is it garbage? Like it's hard to tell because you're looking at it from a time where we were younger.
Seen it, though, since it came out.
Exactly. And I was it just got me thinking about a lot of movies like Steel, that, and like other shit we watched, and it's like watching Darkwing Duck. Like, is that show good or is that just like a product of the time? So that was basically our topic.
We'll do it
another time. Thank you for joining us this week on the Talking Bull podcast. Thank you again for everyone who's been watching the podcast and commenting, liking, following, and subscribing. I think is how we put that. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
See you.